What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the hitting engine in MLB The Show 20. Kind of explain how it works. I want to talk about why you see early home runs a lot. Just kind of some in-depth stuff that you need to know about your players in order to play better with them. So hopefully, by watching this video, you'll learn a little bit more about your players, and you'll learn how to time your swings better with your players. Now, I gotta say, first of all, this is a video game, and it's so not everything is gonna be, I'm gonna put out this video, but not everything is gonna be like this 100% of the time. There's so many issues, really not issues. There's so many factors that go into the hitting engine as a whole and what happens with it. Depending on the pitcher, depending on the pitcher's confidence, the pitcher's stamina, this and that, the latency, like the lag that you have connecting to your opponent. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. But this is just some stuff that I think can explain, why do I see so many home runs that are early, or why are there home runs that are on the early side of good, or like, there's just a lot of things that go into it, and it goes with knowing your cards better. The reason that you see so many early home runs, and then again, the hitter doesn't necessarily have to be like this. Early is always going to be way more dominant in this game than it is to be late, which is a good thing really anyways, because if you're early on it, you saw the ball well anyways. Just even from like a gameplay perspective, it's probably better if you're early on. If you're early, sometimes I am too early on a pitch, and that's because I saw it so well and it was so down the middle that I was literally too early on it because I saw it so well. What's really not good is when it's like the player is really late on it and then they hit it to the opposite field for a bloop. Those should maybe happen like once or twice a game, when the player is just, there's 2 strikes on your opponent or there's 2 strikes on you, and they jam you inside, and you're just trying to protect. You're not even really trying to hit like a home run. You're literally just trying to protect, and you bloop it out the other way for a hit. What could get really, really frustrating is if that happened like 10, 11 times in a game. If it happens once or twice, it just kind of is what it is. I don't think that's too unrealistic. I don't think that's too much of anything that you can't overcome by putting better swings on the ball than your opponent. It's just like, you got to kind of move past that as quick as you can. Sometimes I feel like when it's very, very strange, but it feels like a lot of times when they get like a bloop hit, it seems like they hit into like a double play like right after, and it just nullifies that type of hit. But I don't want to see necessarily those hits just like go out of the game, because those hits do happen. It's not something where it just needs to be very, very low percentage when it happens, maybe like 5-10% if that. But we're going to talk about why we see so many early home runs in this game. And so I have no problem with the early home runs, because like I said, I feel like someone saw the ball well, they hit it, and a lot of the cards are built to hit early home runs. Like a lot of these cards are built to hit early home runs, especially the good ones. There's a couple that are different, and I don't really know any other way other than to hop into a game to kind of talk about this. And like I said, this isn't 100% cut and dry. There's a lot of things that could happen. You can hit a perfect in this game. It cannot go out for a home run, but you might have hit it perfect to dead center field, where it goes all the way to the warning track and it goes like 400 feet. So it's kind of like, well, should it have been a guaranteed home run? I mean, possibly, but you also hit it like 400 feet, which is pretty far. If you hit it down the line, that's over the fence, and even deep parks that are 330 down the line by 70 feet. So it kind of depends where the ball goes in the park also off the perfect. So let me talk about that for a little bit too. I think I can talk about it a lot with how I built this lineup now. So this is my CCL lineup. I use this lineup in the Content Creators League. I ended up, I did pretty well in the regular season. I think I got like second. I think I tied for second place in the regular season, and then I won. I ended up winning $5,000 in the league, and I won the championship belt in the league. But I want to talk about some of the reasons that I picked the hitters that I picked. So I pick like Gleyber Torres, for example. He's got the 93-96. That's a good amount of power where if he has like the 93-96, most of the time when he perfects it, I probably say like 90% of the time when he perfects it, even in a big park, it's going to get out, especially even to like center field. It's going to get out. The bomber quirk, you can see that bomber quirk. It actually comes into play 70. So 70 is like the bare minimum power that you could probably like think that you get like a perfect home run most of the time, but that's really not a lot of power at all. Like there's definitely no guarantee that it's going to get out at that amount of power. So you want to look towards that 93, that 90 plus power. I think is really like, okay, this is a big time power hitter. I also like this card a lot because it has a lot of contact and it has a lot of vision. So when I played on Hall of Fame with it, it has a good amount of contact. So my PCI, I like to use the outer with the, it's like called the inner with the, sorry, it's confusing. It's not like the big one on the outside. It's just like the one that kind of everyone uses, the smaller circle and then the dots in the middle. That's the one I like to use. So I'm looking at the smaller circle, which is the contact, the power, which obviously helps. And then he has 70 vision. What I asked about vision is the one thing I keep seeing over and over again when I hear people talk about it is the vision does matter. And it's not just for that far outside circle. The far outside circle, that is part of the vision, but it's also the timing window. So it's like there's a bigger timing window when you have more vision. There's a bigger, like it's easier for you to get a perfect with somebody with more vision than with less. Obviously, like the swing is a factor, all kinds of stuff. But when I asked the developers, how do I get the biggest timing window possible? They told me that the vision does matter on that. It helps the timing window for that. So you can take that for what it's worth, but I tend to trust that fact in it. So I like having the contact, the power, and the vision. Those are the three things I really want. The discipline, the clutch, the bunting, the durability. Obviously, I don't care about. But yeah, that's why I took the Gleyber, because he's got the good contact, got the good power, and has a good vision. Same thing with Trey Mancini. 84, 80, 84, 89, decent enough power. Has a really good swing, the 72 vision, so he has the big timing window as well on this card. This card hit like 750 in the World Series, multiple home runs. I really, really like using this card quite a bit. Teoscar Hernandez, 90-92, 84-68, 40. So he was the one card, like he's like a gold card that I used just because of like the limitations of like our overall. Still 90 power from both sides, 84 contact versus right. He has one of the best swings in the game. He has a lower vision, but the lower contact window, but I had to kind of make do. Here's Mantle, who's incredible. Prestige Mantle is just absolutely ridiculous. 113, 122, 125, 105. He's got the 94 plate vision, so that's huge vision in this game also. That's huge vision. Trout, 119, 125, 115, 189 vision. Great swing. I mean, just fantastic cards. Hornsby, this card absolutely rakes. 125 contact both sides. And I really feel like the contact matters. It just does, because it makes it so much easier. You got that center cut PCI is so much bigger than 103, 110, 112. I mean, this card's got a huge timing window to hit with. It's just it's that's why it's so good. Tatis, you know, 119, 125, 90, 111, and then 80 vision. And then Jimmy Fox, you know, he has that 90 vision, but he's got a 125, 124, 125, 116, 113. So he's like, this is if you're looking in that program, this is the card you got to take out of it. But let's hop into a game because I want to talk about the timing window and just like why we see so many early home runs. I don't really know how else to do this. I hope if you're finding this video, like, if you're finding this video useful at all, just go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. It doesn't matter. We just need like something as an example. Let's jump into the away team here. We'll go up against the Orioles. Let me kind of stack. Well, not stack, but I need to put my lineup in a spot that I wanna put it. So let's move Jimmy up. Really need to do. No, it doesn't matter where we have my cap. It doesn't. This is I want to have like Trout, Mantle, Fox. So this is this is something I really look at. Most of the cards in this game are extreme pull. That is why you're gonna see so many early home runs. And that's the other factor. All right, so vision's one factor in opening up the timing window. The other factor is what type of tendency they have. So Mike Trout has extreme pull. You probably have seen a lot of early home runs with Mike Trout because that's where his timing window is. So he's got the extreme pull. His timing window is to be early. If he's on the early side, he's gonna drive. He obviously can get like any perfect is gonna go out because he's got so much power for the most part. I mean, there's that one chance, or there's the chance that he's gonna not get the perfect home run, but for the most part, he is, in my opinion. You can take a base hit right there. Now Mantle is balanced. That pretty much to me means he can be on both sides of good and still drive the ball pretty well. Obviously, he drives the ball a lot better versus right than versus left. Like 122 to 105, there actually is a pretty big difference. Like 122, perfect. I'd probably say 90% of the time is going to go for a home run. Even like 105, it's probably going to go for a home run. But like 122, that's a ton of power. I mean, it's just a ton of power. I always think about getting under the ball with his swing too. We're gonna line out there very early on that, but those balance hitters, they got power to both sides. You don't have to think about being early more with those balance hitters. You can really just want to be on time. Now, Jimmy Fox is actually a push hitter, and this is extremely rare. Most of the cards in this game are extreme pull. Like most, especially the good cards, they're almost all extreme pull. Tatis is extreme pull. Yelich is extreme pull. Griffey's extreme pull. Like there's a ton of hitters in this game that are extreme pull. They're usually extreme pull or they're balanced. The push hitter is very, very, very rare. I think Jimmy Fox is the only card that I can think of on the top of my head that even is a push hitter. It's more like a contact hitting thing. So it's pretty rare. You can actually be this card has a super quick swing, and you can actually be a little bit late on it and still drive it to the right side pretty well. So they're gonna go ahead and get me out on that. But that's something you gotta think about. Is you gotta think about these timing windows, and that's why you're gonna see a lot of like early home runs and stuff like that. Is because most of the cards that you're probably facing are extreme pull. Now I'm just gonna list some cards out the top of my head that are balanced. Like Hornsby's balanced. You know, you kind of want to square that up. I think Larry Walker is balanced. Let's see. I know Mantle is balanced. Trey Mancini, he's balanced. I want to say Glaber's extreme pull. Yelich is extreme pull. We talked about it. Griffey's extreme pull. I'm trying to think if Frank Thomas is extreme pull or not. I think he's balanced. Like when you kind of think about the card itself, or the player, they usually match up somewhat with what that is. I like using this Pearson card. He's actually, it feels like I got a little bit more control right now with him. But this card would be like, this card I control, like, I'd really like that one, like 102. Alright, so Tatis is extreme pull, so I'm looking inside half, and I'm really looking to pull the ball. If you saw game 2 of the World Series that I had versus Serenity, see it like just early, look at it go. That's where you want to be with him. You want to be on that side of, I mean, obviously you can still square it up for the perfect, but you want to, Babe's balance, interesting. But you're looking to pull with those cards. You're going to get a lot better exit velocity with that. That's why when you see it on the other side of good, and this is just my opinion, but when you see it on the late side of good with an extreme pull card, that's usually why it kind of like dies out in the outfield a little bit more, is because they're on the outside of their timing window. Hornsby, I know, is balanced, so you're just trying to square that up. But look, he even got a little bit. I mean, this is on rookie versus a computer, so it doesn't mean that much. But he got it on the, that was actually on the late side of good. He still hit that out. Yelich is extreme pull, so we definitely want to be early with this card. I mean, that's how we're gonna open up his timing window. Is we're gonna try to be early and pull it to the right side. I'm kind of interested to see what some of my other cards are too, just out of like curiosity. But you really need to know what your cards are, because I don't know. Let's see. We're on the early side of good. We didn't get all of it, but I didn't really square that up on the PCI too well. Definitely could have scored that up bigger. Or better, I should say. So this is my cap is balanced. I've got a new swing on my cap. It's like a variation of it's got like Frank Thomas's leg kick. Frank Thomas has really I don't know. Frank Thomas is really OP in this game. Griffey's OP in this game. I feel like whenever we get that Griffey card is going to be incredible. I don't even think the other one's too bad, but we lined out there. I don't even think the other one's too bad. I just wish he had more contact. What other cards do I have? Is Larry Walker extreme pull or is he balanced? I feel like he's got to be balanced. Most of the players that can kind of just hit it to all fields are obviously going to be balanced. I don't know that balance is even necessarily the best. It's just, if you're going to square it up, I guess just the balance is going to be best at squaring it up, or just kind of gets a little bit of a boost on both sides, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're better. Like, because you can just be early with that extreme pull and hit a lot of home runs that way. Maybe if you're right on it a lot of times and you're a little bit early, that's going to help out. And there really just isn't a lot of push hitters like there is with Jimmy Fox. Jimmy Fox can still pull a home run down the line, but it's just one of those things where if you're trying to maximize your timing window, that's pretty much what you got to be thinking about. And if you do test this out, let me know the results. I'd be interested to see, other people's results other than mine. But I kind of wanted to talk about that kind of stuff because I think it might help you out. You know what I mean? I think it might help some people out there that are trying to hit better. So, and try to maximize the timing window, because ideally that's what you want to do. Give yourself as big of a timing window as possible. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out, and be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and hopefully this helps you hit a little bit better. Thanks for watching.